Oh, is that it? No honor for that? What the heck? It's basically just doing like camp chores, you know? Yeah, this is the type of gameplay we look for in Red Dead Redemption 2, am I right, guys? So much better than shooting outlaws and getting bounties. Right? Right? I think I need to get some hair tonic or something and grow this beard out, though. So probably when I get done with these chores, we'll, cut to when I have the regular beard back. It's being kind of weird. Oh, there it is. I think it was just one more spot. About to say, there's no more spots. The jolt as soon as, like, we can. See, this should give, like, the most amount of honor in the game, for sure. I think that, like, and it probably does. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just gives, like, regular chore amount of honor, you know? But, like, that would be a good way of, like, explaining to the player of the game that, like, it really wants to emphasize that, like, at this point, doing this and trying to live the regular life is what is honorable. You know what I mean? Not greeting people in town. I'm sure we only got a few more chores left. I don't know how I'm going to edit all this together, but I kind of do want to show us doing all the chores at least once, maybe. Now that they're available. Alright, probably just take this one more, and then we'll take the other feed over here. Oh, we also have to study Rufus. I forgot about that. That's actually the animal that we need to study for the compendium that won't add anything. I believe at this point we just got to take this sack over there, one more, and then chop some wood, and then we have done all the chores at least once. Okay, that should be the last of the chores. Alright, I'm going to take a second to kind of get my beard situation, how I want it to be, change some outfits and stuff, kind of get situated with how I want to do the next few missions back to back, because I think I want to change the order of how I originally planned it between Abagail and John, and maybe doing a couple small other things. So I'm going to go get all that figured out, and then probably the next thing you'll see is me starting Abagail's mission, I believe. So we'll go ahead and do that first. I'm going to go ahead and get some stuff switched around. So I'll see you guys all in a second.
Easy there.
You love giving me the worst jobs, don't you?
What would give you that idea?
How about you take the shovel and I'll walk around lording over the manor for a bit, hmm?
We all do our share. You know that.
Yeah.
Man, he's always complaining. I'm still waiting on the rest of my beard to kind of grow in before I start the next mission, but let's go ahead and study both Uncle and Charles's horse. My hope is that we find Charles to get his camp activity. And oh, that's an interesting coat. Hold on, what'd that say? Gray Roan Sabino. Huh. And what's this one? A Few Spotted Buckskin. Interesting. They're both very interesting coats of horses. See if we can find Charles. If not, I might have to do some fast traveling to get this beard to grow in the way I want it to. I think I might try to get these camp activities to activate before we actually do the next missions, just so we can get them done and get the rewards for them as soon as possible.
Still all quiet.
Better to be safe than sorry.
You can say that again. The amount of hell we've raised, we're owed some back, you know?
I know. You happy here, Charles?
It's a fine house. And you got a fine family.
We're your family, too. I mean that. Don't mind me.
Talk to you later.
Uncle,
JM?
this all to your liking, then?
The ranch? Oh, of course not. It's a dump. Well, at the moment, at least.
I'll keep working, then. If only to please you.
All right, John.
You again.
Got your hair, boy.
Oh, you got lucky there. But next time you come around these parts, you lose your top and more than that besides.
Next time I won't let myself get bushwhacked.
Mock me, boy. You weren't so brave a minute ago.
Boo!
I had a feeling this would happen at some point, so... that is why we're going to do this.
Wrong camper, fellas.
You wouldn't want us to get a hold of you, boy.
I had a feeling this type of interaction happened, but I never encountered it till now, so... weird. Alright guys, I went ahead and got the rest of his beard back to normal, so we're going to stick with this kind of style for the end of the game. I just progressed time till we got to that point. And I think I'm still going to try to get at least Charles's camp activity, not camp activity, but camp item request now in the epilogue. I think the one that Uncle gives doesn't give until after you complete the main game story, so we're going to have to wait for that to kind of pop up. So, but we'll do Charles because it's unlocked now, and I think he has a lot of times where he's not actually at the ranch, so we're going to go ahead and take advantage and try to get that now done and out of the way. And we also have a new newspaper to read, so we're going to go ahead and buy that and give this next one a read. This one should unlock after Uncle's bad day, so we'll go ahead and buy a room and then head up there to read the newspaper. And then we'll go back to trying to get that activity from Charles.
So, What do you need?
Once we do that, we should be back on track to continue with the story. And I should have everything ready. I think I'm going to keep this hairstyle here. I was thinking about pushing it to get the actual hair on top of John's head up to level 7 to kind of simulate his longer hair later, but I've been kind of keeping it at 3 for the most part, so I think it'd be good to kind of either, I don't know, maybe let it progress to 7, but I think I kind of want to keep it at this normal length because it matches well with the beard for the next couple missions, just to kind of keep it consistent, because maybe his long hair is a phase he goes back to later in life. He had long hair, then he cut it, then he grew it out again, you know? It's not very consistent because the hairstyle they gave him in the epilogue is not the same as it is in the main game, which I think is kind of stupid if you ask me. They just give him Arthur's hair, but with a more like black coloring, and it just lets you keep that, which I think is kind of a little bit disingenuous. I don't know. I would have much preferred to have John's hair from the original game so it could feel more consistent with the main game and the first game, but maybe they just thought people would get annoyed that the hair is too different because the beard is different, but the hair is not different. But I don't know. I think I would have much preferred John's hair because that's what John's hair was like in the first game. It just feels a bit off. So I think I will probably just keep it at this length for now on and just keep both the beard and that at this length for the rest of the game. And tell me what you think. If you kind of agree with me on John's hair kind of controversy. No, it's not controversy. It's just really an opinion thing. I don't like the hairstyle they give him for the epilogue. I think it's not like his regular hair, and it kind of bothers me. It's like the most minuscule detail, but it kind of bothers me. Regardless of that, let's go ahead and sit down and read this newspaper before we head back to the ranch. Bureau. I can't talk already. This is a bad start. Bureau. I used to be able to say words. What is wrong with me? Bureau of Investigation founded. Secret Service veterans joined staff. Promised to root out organized crime. The Attorney General was formed an autonomous investigative agency to be headed up by the veteran law enforcement officer Edgar Ross in an attempt to track high-profile and dangerous criminals. The Bureau will also be tasked with investigating financial fraud and other organized crimes. Ross served for many years as a senior agent with the Pinkerton Detective Agency under the mentorship of the late Andrew Milton, and then went on to work at the National Bureau of Criminal Identification, founded by the National Chiefs of Police Union in 1896, which was tasked to record information on criminals and gangs and work with law enforcement. He has been billed as one of the most humble, innovative, and honest law enforcement officers of his class, and colleagues say that Ross produces results where others fail. Upon swearing in, he stated, "I want all criminals to know that here in America, everyone will eventually pay for what they have done." That's kind of scary to read about, knowing the first game. I don't know why I cannot say that word right now. I know how to say that word. I think I'm saying it right, but a part of me is telling me I'm not saying it. I always have these troubles when I read this newspaper, you know? Unrest in the tropics, cost of food, fuel, anger citizens, sugar barons to blame. Island residents from Barbados to Cuba are experiencing soaring prices and short supply of food and fuel. They are blaming local politicians and sugar barons for this situation. Shortly after the political unrest in the area, including the assassination of prominent sugar industry advocate and Guarman Governor Alberto Fusar in 1899, American banking institutions, including J.D. McKnight and Co., took control of the sugar industry on several islands, including Barbados, the Virgin Islands, and Guarma. Fields which once flourished with locally grown foods and were used to feed the island nation suddenly switched to growing sugarcane. As a result of the single crop economy, all foodstuffs are imported to great expense for local peoples. Foreign investors hire locals to guard and police their massive plantations, subjecting workers to harsh conditions and penalties. Local groups argued that island residents are suffering the most, while businesses say heavy investments by American financial institutions have allowed for the revitalizations of the local economies. We are helpless. Towns decry unchecked violence, outlaw gangs running rampant, led by notorious criminal Micah Bell. A cacophony of outrage has been building at the lawlessness that prevails in towns across the area. Numerous outlaw gangs seem to operate unchecked or unstoppable by law enforcement, rendering terrified citizens helpless. The reward for killing or capture of infamous outlaw Michael Bell and his gang was recently increased by government officials in response to the unanimous outcry for citizens that something must be done about this murderous gang of thieves and killers. Mr. Bell and his associates continue their spree of killing and robbing while running roughshod over law enforcement. His acts of lawlessness rivaled that of Vanderlyn himself. They pay no debts and dynamite banks and buildings as a recreational pastime. Bell has long been a suspect in the Blackwater Bank robbery and Strawberry Massacre back in 1899, and numerous train robberies that have been ended in dismemberment or death of passengers in the years since then. Little is known of Mr. Bell's origins. Reverend Swanson leads New York Church, delivers powerful message. Reverend Orville Swanson was inducted into his official capacity as a minister at the First Congregational Church of New York this week. Having moved to the city to accept the position, a service was held and then a reception was given to celebrate the appointment. Encouraging reports from attendees indicate that Reverend Swanson delivered an impassioned and heartfelt sermon about acknowledging sin and seeking redemption. He spoke about his own break from faith, a dark period when he could not attend church, falling into sin, depravity, and wanton gluttony. He chronicled the period where he rediscovered his faith and began witnessing on street corners to then become assistant pastor at a church in Ohio and now New York. During his recent attendance at the convention meeting of First Congregational Churches, he delivered a very moving orientation, impressing attendees as an eloquent and persuasive speaker, and was almost immediately offered the position. Well, it's good to see that he's kind of turned his life around. There's something to be said about somebody who has experienced the worst, or maybe has seen the results of bad behavior, maybe not bad behavior, but negative behavior, and has something to say, that you too can kind of come back from it, Like, it's really up to you, and that, like, sometimes it takes somebody to know what you're going through to be able to relate to you, that if I could be saved, you can too. And I think that's actually a great story to hear about one of the characters that was kind of very pathetic at the beginning of this game, honestly. To see him kind of come around is actually really good. Tallulah Jetty gang killed. Bank raided in broad daylight. Citizens form posse. United States Marshal Fulkerton received a dispatch from Silver Springs indicating that after years of evading capture, Tallulah Jetty gang was chased down after a brazen bank robbery in broad daylight. After a series of outages, including the killing of several women and elders, officers placed 200 men in pursuit of the gang, which was overtaken near Onondarko. A combination force of Cherokee Indians and a militia formed after the bank robbery pursued the gang to a cave in the bluffs south of the area, where a spectacular gun battle took place, killing several officers. After a period of quiet, one man entered the cave, where he found a gravely wounded William Bishop bleeding out next to deceased henchmen Harold Sutton and James Shaw. Liquor smuggled into Indian territory. Deputies pursue outlaws. One killed. A dispatch received from Comanche Indian Territory yesterday says that Deputy United States Marshal Tidwell and another deputy attempted to arrest Cletus Yarnell and Lawrence Branch for introducing intoxicating liquors into Indian Territory. The outlaws resisted arrest and a gun battle ensued, with Marshal Tidwell's horse being shot out from under him. The desperados fled into Indian Territory and were pursued. Yarnell was mortally wounded. Branch was arrested. Bubonic plague in San Francisco. City still reeling after earthquake that killed 3,000. After an earthquake that destroyed 80% of the city and killed over 3,000 people, the city of San Francisco now reports that a second epidemic of the bubonic plague has broken out. It is believed the outbreak is due to a large number of rats in the area. Fleas from infected rats transmit the disease, resulting in fever symptoms, seizures, gangrene, necrosis of the extremities, along with, in many cases, death. It's kind of crazy to think about that the Black Plague is actually, you can still get it today. Like, it's not like completely snuffed out. It's still a disease that is possible to get. It's just now we have so many advances in medicine, it's a much easier to treat now that we know about it. But like a lot of people still get surprised when you say, like, you can technically get the plague nowadays. It's not just like a point in history where it came and went and now it's gone forever. It's legitimately something just like anything else you could get. It's very interesting. New railroad completed, a grand project, or manifest destiny. We've read this many, many times. And we have some entries from Jeremy Gill, even though he is long gone. So maybe he sent these in way before he left. A word from the editor. The strange Oh, wait. Actually, this is about Jeremy Gill. That's crazy. About him disappearing. The strange disappearance of Jeremy Gill. In as many years as we've known author and angler Jeremy Gill, he has never missed a deadline from this column. No matter what place on the globe he is thought to be casting, his treatise, I think is how you say it, appears without fail, which is why we are met with considerable dismay at the lateness of his most recent dispatch. And in fact, I've heard nothing from him in quite some time, which is abnormal. Mr. Gill was last heard to be fishing in Rio Bravo. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please do send us a notice by post. I'm surprised John doesn't do something like that. I feel like maybe he would, but maybe he's just like, sees that and he's like, well, oh well. Which is kind of weird to think that John would be like that, but hey. I don't know why I don't remember them ever, like, actually talking about him being gone. I thought that would be the last newspaper we get, because there's one more newspaper we can get after progressing the story. We pretty much have to finish the main game to get it. But with that read, we're going to go ahead and get the camp item requests from Charles. Once we do that one, we will move on with the story.
Thanks for your time.
Still alive?
Unfortunately.
You need anything?
A new skin.
Just take it easy for a few more days.
I intend to, my friend. I intend to. You know, boys, I ain't never been smoked before. Trust me, it ain't all it's cracked up to be.
You'll be okay.
We ain't gonna hear the end of this, are we?
I was smoked, John. Like a ham. Like meat. Of course I'm gonna talk about it.
Know what I like about hams, old man? They taste good, and they're silent. Good. Well, you take care now.
Well, I'm sure I'm needed somewhere.
We should have put him out of his misery.
He doesn't know how close he came.
Oh, I think he does. I'll see you around.
Yeah. Look at me, working the white man's land for no pay. How I let this happen?
Look, if you need money, I'll get you money.
I'm just joking with you. Right now, this is good for me. And I know you do the same.
You say the word, I'll be there.
All right.
How are you?
Fine. You?
Good. I like that feather.
Me too. Of course, eagle feathers are sacred, but more than that, it reminds me of my mother.
Really?
She used to love them. She'd make beautiful things with them.
If I find any, I'll bring them to you.
Thank you, friend.
All right, so we got the request, and we should already have some eagle feathers on us, so we can just give it to him, like, immediately.
Found you another eagle feather.
Looks like a nice one, too. Here, you can have this. I don't need it.
Okay, thanks.
Cool, I think, yeah, he just gives us some horse reviver. Nice. All right, now that we got that done, I'm going to go ahead and save, and then make sure we don't have to do anything else before this next mission. I don't think so. So we can probably just get the next one started, really.
So you happy?
I think so.
And I did good?
You did good.
So... Am I forgiven?
Never.
You are a hard woman.
Ma! Pa! Come out here!
Sadie, you're alive! John, it's...
Sadie Adler.
Well, how'd you know she was...
I saw her. I
You
thought
look well. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Come on. But tell me about you, darling. All armed to the teeth like that.
I'm a working woman, Abigail. I'm a bounty hunter, bodyguard. I protect the gold prospectors up in the hills. I'm thinking of starting my own transportation business. I was thinking maybe if John wanted to earn some money.
My husband, he ain't looking for that kind of work.
took on a lot of debt when we bought this place.
And you're working for her to pay it off?
Yes, sometimes I was.
But I thought we said no more of that.
No, you said that. What else am I gonna do? I'm a goddamn man.
It's legal work, Abigail. And I never got killed. It's hunting down fools for the government. Easy. Even Jack could do it.
Don't you put those stupid ideas in the boy's head. He's gonna do something better than this.
Like what? Writing silly stories?
I'm sorry, Abigail. Really, I am. I just thought if you wanted to earn some money...
How many times do I gotta bury you, John Marston?
Never. You ain't never burying me. It's legal work that I can handle.
There's something else.
Micah?
Bounty hunting is one thing, but goddamn, Micah?
I heard he was up country, or some fellow who sounded just like him. Killed a family, bar a little girl who escaped.
Leave Micah alone.
Listen, I'm sorry, Abigail. I came by because I was riding by chasing a fella, and I thought John wanted to earn some extra money.
What is it?
Abigail, we need the money.
Some fella robbed his business. You know, an accountant or something. Came down from Rhodes, I believe.
How much does it pay?
It pays good. The soft ones usually do.
Okay, then. I guess. But Micah? No.
All right. John Marston, let's go.
Just you bring him back to me. You hear?
Of course.
Come on,
Say
man.
your goodbyes, John. We're off. You ready? Follow me. We're going up into tall trees.
Hey, it's nice of you to stop by and see the place. Finally.
Abigail's back with the boy. You must be so pleased, John. And the ranch? You were right. It's really something.
I think I'm gonna ask her to, marry me. I got a ring. It was Arthur's. I found it in a bundle of things that I've kept.
You're marrying Abigail. Or asking her, at least. Oh, my. I never took you for a romantic.
No, me neither, but it's something I've thought about, and I think I know I want it.
Okay. I guess I thought you were married already. Long ago.
No, not really. Not officially.
Well, I'm real happy for you, John. Being married, it made me real happy. We're cutting off the main track up here, by Manzanita Post. Whoa. So, we're coming up on where he's been seen. This moronic accountant Marshall Thurwell been trying to live like an outdoorsman. Amping out here.
He's lucky the Skinner brothers ain't found him.
Well, they mighta. Up here. Must be it. Get down. Let's take a look around. Something's been here. This looks...
Looks like a bear or something came through here.
Fella left in quite a hurry. Here. Oh, he was from the south, whoever he is.
Then maybe he's our man. If he ain't become some bear's lunch.
Yeah, looks like they went this way.
Him or the bear?
Both of them. It's that way, I'd say.
Great.
Damn it! I lost the trail. Can you see which way he might have gone? Whoop.
Okay, I think I got him. Follow me. Yeah, this way. It keeps going through here. There's a cabin up here.
Ugh, well, it ain't pretty.
Oh boy, that our fella?
Maybe, but looks more like a local farmer to me. Or what's left of one.
Is it gone?
You Marshall Thurwell?
That I am, ma'am.
I'm here to arrest you on behalf of the state of Lemoyne. You're wanted for theft, fraud, and avoiding arrest.
Is the monster still out there?
No, I think he's gone.
Come out!
Come on.
Don't shoot.
Keep walking. Come on.
I'm coming. Look out!
I think he's gone.
Fucking monster.
Thurwell!
Get out here! Before I come in there and kill you myself!
I'm coming.
Pathetic. Waiting to see if that animal ate us?
No, ma'am. That weren't it.
Yes, it were. Come here. Come here. Thurwell, call yourself a man? Well, it's like Abagail says. That's one word for you.
I can't believe we didn't kill that bastard.
Gave him something to remember us by, at least. You all right, John?
Yeah. Ah. Just... Yeah. Just... we always find a way to almost get killed, don't we?
That's kind of the problem. Maybe it wasn't right of me to bring you along on those really heavy things. Family man and all. Seeing all this, I don't know if I can do it again.
I'm my own man, ain't I? I get to make those calls. I needed the money.
You are your own man, sure. But I'm my own woman. And I get to say who I ride with. And I don't know if your ranch and your kid and your wife are things I want to be worrying about when I hear a gunshot.
Yeah, fair enough. Those are fine.
Who's this up here?
Are you Sadie Adler, man? The bounty hunter?
Get off the road. Oh,
Look, I got great respect for you professionally, but if that's Marshal Thurwell there, me and my partner would like to split the reward.
for doing what? Get off the road.
We was thinking you might need protection.
I look like I need protection.
Me and my partner, we're dead set on splitting that reward. And if not, well, drop him!
Tell me that again.
Huh. You don't mess around, do you? Let's go. Them bastards was green. If we didn't get him, someone else would've.
This is a cold business, ain't it?
Yep. It does require a certain level of detachment.
You ever think if it's right?
No. I just see orders on the wall, and I try and fill them. And if there's other bastards after the same orders as I am, I get competitive. It's called industry. And if you ain't noticed, everyone is out there doing it.
I guess they are. You said earlier you knew something about Micah. You gonna tell me what you know?
Are you sure you want to hear about him? Ain't all that back at your ranch enough? If I find him, I will handle it.
Your bounties or transport work? That's your decision to bring me along or not. But Micah? That's something I gotta do. With or without you, Sadie. You know what I mean?
Okay. I know. Well, I'm hearing things. A lot of things. Still mostly just whispers, but I think you might be pretty close.
When you hear something real, you bring it to me.
Okay, I'll bring it to you. But you think about if this is what you really want. Everything you can get, and everything you could lose. Here, put him down. Go on, get home to your wife. I'll let you know if I hear anything about Micah.
You need a hand taking him in?
Him? No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll send your share to the bank when I get paid.
Thank you.
All right, and then I was expecting us not to get gold because... Okay, I think there's a time limit for gold for that one. But we're gonna go ahead and head back to the ranch and start Jack's mission. I noticed that I kept switching my gun in the middle of that mission. I think it's because they wanted you to have the most amount of ammunition that you'd be able to use on the bear. I think that's why the game does that. It's kind of weird, but little tidbits that the game will force you to use that gun. I also think that bear that attacked us is the legendary bear that you can hunt in Red Dead Redemption 1. I've seen a couple theories about that, like they look like they have some similar scars and design, and I think that was done intentionally as like a little reference to the bear you hunt like 4 years later. So just something to think about. How things come full circle.
Relax, girl. You're doing well. There you go. That's a girl. Keep coming on, girl. I don't think I'm going bounty hunting again.
I don't think you should have gone to begin with.
I'm never good enough, am I? Enjoy the house I paid for. With bounties. You stay safe now.
All right.
Anything Abigail asks you to do, you do it, old man. She's the lady of the house now.
Of course, of course. I'll help any way I can. I mean, you know me, John.
Oh, I do. Only too well. Don't mind me.
Okay, take care.